Hey everybody, Crow back again, and what we're watching here is my footage of the Pinball Expo that I was just at. This was in Schaumburg, Illinois. The event ran from October 19th to the 22nd, 2022, although I was only there on Saturday, October 22nd for 7 or 8 hours. And what we're looking at is the footage that I've taken while I was there. You're going to see some footage of me walking around pretty much. And then after that, some footage of some pinball machines in particular that I was interested in. And for whatever reason, if you want to watch this video without my commentary, there's going to be a link in the video description below to an unlisted version of this video without my commentary. But keep in mind that you're really not going to hear anything other than crowd noises. You're not even going to really be able to hear any pinball machines. You just really can only hear crowd noises, which is why I usually do commentaries over this. And what we kind of passed by is just, you know, the entrance as we walked in. You kind of saw a box there, and what that box was it contained the latest Stern pinball machine. It was a James Bond 007 Pro, and what they did was they were raffling it off, and tickets were like $10 each. You know, if I had actually won it, you would have known by now. My first video would have been like, I won James Bond's 007 machine, but no, I never win. It's, you know, the odds are never really in your favor to win. Oh, what we're looking at there was a Magic Girl. There's only one of those. That was John Papaduke's infamous machine. And what we're looking at here is Flippy. We saw a cardboard cutout of him in the intro, and I guess this is now the Pinball Expo's mascot. If he was there before, I kind of didn't notice, but here he comes. Hey there, Flippy, how's it going? He waves. Anyway, what was funny was they were selling souvenir plushies of him, and by the time I realized it, I asked if they had it, and they had already all sold out. And I was like, oh man, they're like, we're going to have to order more next year. So maybe next year I'll definitely get one of those. What we're looking at here, this contraption here, this was there last year, and I have no idea what it was. And it was there this year again. It was like University of Cincinnati, and it was some project. I really don't know what it was. Whenever I show up there, there's nobody there to explain that thing. And here what we're looking at is kind of like demo how pinball machines work, even, you know, going back to electromechanical, kind of just the rudimentary stuff. This exhibit has been there year after year after year after year at this Pinball Expo, and every year it gets more and more and more elaborate. And it was pretty damn good last year, and this year, I swear, it's like expanded at least 50% more. And there's a lot of gadgets here, pushing buttons. I'm trying to think of what else we passed over as we walked around. There was like a Vectron. I think there was a Vector. I can't remember now. A Baby Pac-Man for sure we saw there. I wanted to say that was Galloping Ghost Baby Pac-Man, but I could be wrong about that. I probably am wrong about that. Galloping Ghost was there. We'll see what they brought. I know they brought arcade machines. They may not have bought any of their pinball machines, but I have no idea. Again, we're still looking at this how pinball machines work type of deal. There was like a horse racing game I didn't really get too into, but I'm just kind of going around pushing the buttons as anybody would do. And I just went back and I looked at the footage again. It was a Varcon. That's what I was thinking of. It kind of looks like an arcade machine, but it's really a pinball machine with like works with mirrors and stuff. And yeah, the Baby Pac-Man. I want to say that was Galloping Ghost stuff, because I know they have that stuff. But it might not be. In fact, I think the card on it was somebody else's card. Now we're kind of looking at some of the vendors here. This is kind of, you know, closer to the front. I've edited this all up all different times of day, so it's going to be on and off. This is Pin Sound. So this actually, you could hear a lot of their machines, because that was actually their focus. Their stuff was really loud and crystal clear, and actually sounded amazing. So that might be something worth looking into one day if I could possibly mod it on my Stern Star Trek. Who knows? Again, there was another vendor we just went by, a Pin Life or something. Or maybe this is Pin Life. What is this? This is Pin Stadium. So I think it was Pin Life. This is Pin Stadium. They always bring out this canopy and showing off their stuff. Here we got another vendor booth. I want to say this is Great American I could be wrong about that. I don't no idea who that was. Great American Pinball Company's coming up. That booth there that we saw with the back lights and shirts and everything, I did buy a shirt from him. You'll see that at the end of the video. It's like a fantastic looking shirt. I couldn't resist it. Again, these booths are usually all there during the Pinball Expo. I did buy some pinballs from that one guy. I usually buy around 4 pinballs to replace the pinballs in the Star Trek every year that I go. Pin graphics, they got a lot of amazing looking side art. They got ones that light up now, which I hadn't seen before, but now I guess they do that. This is Hemispheres, another vendor, just looking at all the toppers and cool stuff that they got there. This booth is actually in the stern area, and wow, we went right by that really quick. You know, we're looking at this now. This is the Great American Pinball booth, and the reason I did this one separately is I was like standing there waiting to play a game, and I turned around and this caught my eye. This Addams Family, all entirely black and white, and I was like, you know, I gotta go over there and get a closer look at this thing, and the thing looks amazing in black and white. I just haven't seen anything like that before. And then right next to it, oh, they're pointing out like there's the bearskin rug and stuff on there, and there's a whole bunch of additional stuff on there. And then right next to it, we got the Twilight Zone in black and white. Just looks fantastic. There's a whole bunch of additional stuff added onto these machines, and that's what they I guess they do a lot of that there at this Great American Pinball Company, because they have a lot of pinball machines, and a lot of them have a lot of stuff added to them. There's the Godzilla machine that got like an egg plunger, but there's like a you know, Japanese neon sign there. There was a tank there. Look at the speakers on that thing. Amazing looking. Somebody bought it. $12,000. I wish I could just blow $12,000 on something like that, but nope, that ain't gonna happen. Pac-Man Battle Royale Championship. What we're looking at here is the Raw Thrills booth. So they had a bunch of arcade games, and this King Kong of Skull Island was like a virtual reality thing that moved, and the kids were just kind of freaking out as they were playing that. And what we're overlooking here is the stern area. So these were all the location, all this red carpet area, and anywhere you see a red carpet, that was all of Stern's more recent machines over the past few years. A lot of the thing that they do have now is the Insider to Stern Insider, so I made sure I had my QR code, scanned my QR code in every single one of these machines that I played, and earned achievements as I was playing them. So it's great. And there's the brand new James Bond. There's the Pro on the right and the Premium on the left. We'll get a closer look at those later. There's a Rush and a Deadpool, obviously on the right and the left. We'll get a closer look at those later in the video. I did play both of those. There's a little bit of Jurassic Park. Even though I did play that, I didn't really get a whole lot of footage of it. In fact, that's all the footage that I took of that Jurassic Park. Oh man, that table is so much fun. It gets more fun every time I play it when the T-Rex chomps down and eats the body. I don't think you can't do a Jurassic Park pinball table without the T-Rex eating the ball. We're looking at the Jersey Jack booth now. They got the new Toy Story 4. I did play that, so we're gonna get a look at that later. I'll explain. It was fun. I'll explain why it was fun. There's one feature on that table in particular that I really like. So what we're gonna move on to now is American Pinball. So they've got the Houdini. They've got was it the Valhalla? The Legends of Valhalla. There it is. And then they have the Hot Wheels. Oktoberfest is there. I only played Houdini, so I've got some footage of that coming up. I always play Houdini. My wife loves the Houdini table. So I didn't play any of the other ones. I've played them before, but we had to play Houdini. This is the Chicago Gaming Company. They do the remakes. So they were showing off their Cactus Canyon remake. I think they have the more completed code, because Cactus Canyon was released kind of unfinished back then. We're looking at the P3 Multimorphic. This is where you could kind of change out the games by swapping out the panels in the top half of the machine. We're going to get some footage of that because of their new Weird Al expansion, which I had to play. I waited in line quite a bit to play that. There was always a line to play it. That cabinet was dedicated to that. This is the Pinball Brothers. They had the Aliens, and then they also had this new Queen table. I did play the Queen table, but I didn't get a whole lot of footage of it. I thought I did, but bam, you just saw all the footage I took. Hey, feeling sad and ugly? Buy a pinball machine and just feel ugly. I love that sign. So now what we're looking at is all the machines that they had set free play. And we're just going to walk around, and these were all over the place. So we're going to kind of jump from area to area of the venue while we're there. Because I just, anytime I saw a line of machines, hey, let's record this. And I walked down the line. We got some of the, stuff from the 90s. A lot of it was stuff from the 90s. And there was a whole section of stuff from the earlier era, like the 60s. Maybe 50, I think 60s, and so here's more of the 60s tables there. EMs, there's a lot of EMs there that we saw very, very briefly. There were more EMs here, of course. So what we're looking at here, yeah, you know what? I kind of wish I had played a little bit more of these, because they're always interesting to play, but I really didn't. I spent more time waiting to play like the newer Stern tables and Jersey Jack and everything, rather than just jump on one of those machines to play, because they were always free. And this is Saturday, right? This is like the busiest time I think they would have been open. Hey, I had to show off this Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man because this is the machine I have, but it has the piece that I'm missing on there, that gate there. That's something I'm missing off of mine. I actually created one rudimentally out of like a paper clip and stuff. It works, but I kind of wish I had the real piece. There we go. We got the Whirlwind. I did play the Whirlwind. It's always fun to have that the wind blow on you. Attack from Mars I was playing at the time, so I just kind of took a look down the line there. So yeah, Attack from Mars, always a fun table. It was fun back when it was new, and it's still fun now. And if you've got like Pinball FX, Pinball FX 3, Pinball FX, you can play it, and I'm sure you can play it in Virtual Pin too. Very popular table. We got more machines there. There was like a weird video game pinball machine, Video Chop. There was also an Atari pinball game. It was like a video pinball game, and we may have already gone past that. I really didn't focus in on it. I should have, though, because those kind of things are always interesting, where you've got a arcade video pinball machine in like a venue that would have real pinball machines. That's always amused me. GoldenEye 007, the Sega one, is what we were playing there. There was also the Dark Knight, and of course the Spider-Man, the Stern Spider-Man. Oh, Hulk! I always see that Hulk there, and I always have to get footage of it because I'm a big fan of the Hulk, and just that that's got, I think it's a 70s table or early solid state table. It was Annie and the Aliens or whatever that was. Kind of going through still more machines on free play to play. Oh, actually, now we're looking at the homebrew stuff. Basically, these are people's home projects that they bring in. That's why a lot of these are incomplete. That Deadpool was just like a modified Stern Deadpool, but I guess they replaced a lot of the stuff with scenes from the movies. Now, this Pokemon one, this was in a completely different section from the rest of the homebrew one. It was just, I don't know why, but it's the weirdest thing. You've got the video screen on the panel, you've got the gun that shoots the ball back and forth, flipper's way off to the side. Half the playfield is just covered with Pokeballs. You don't see where the ball's going. Again, this is just somebody's home project. Pokemon, the trading card game, the pinball machine. Just, amusing kind of thing. Not the kind of thing that they're selling or anything, just showing off their own projects. Okay, then there was a whole video game section, and that's kind of what we're looking at now. It's a video game section that was Retrocade. There were a whole bunch of vendor booths that were, focusing on video games. I didn't buy anything off of those. I usually like to buy that stuff when I'm at the Video Game Summit, but I did look through it. There's this Polycade thing, which I was kind of not 100% sure what this was. I think I knew at one point, but they got arcade machines. They got these big giant displays. They got stuff that you hang on the wall. And hey, look, Walter Day was there. And over in the back there, you can see Brian Colin, and that is Warren Davis that we just saw there. And again, more booths. This was around the area where those guys were at. I think we're gonna spin around here. There's there's Brian Colin again. He's like at every event I go through. Tim Kittro was there, but apparently not when I was there. I would have gotten a signature or something from him because, and it's funny that he was there and I missed him because he did the voice for World Cup Soccer, which is the latest release in Pinball FX. and just love that table. I love he did an excellent job in the voice in that table. It's great. Here's another gaming section. Now, if you're wondering, why is there a gaming section? Another gaming section. Why are there these gaming sections in this Pinball Expo? Well, you know what? These sections here are almost a godsend, because if you're standing around playing pinball all day, sometimes you just want to sit down. So you can sit down and play a game of... I sat down and played like Alex Kidd Miracle World for a little bit. Now we're looking at what Galloping Ghost brought for sure. They brought all these arcade machines. They brought the Beavis and Butthead arcade machine, which always breaks down. It looks like it was having a problem there too. Beirut, we got Mania Challenge, which is on the Evercade. Search and Rescue, let's see here, Beastmaster, it looks like that was. Night Slashers, Pango is one of my favorite games. So yeah, and they have that at the arcade. I usually play that when I go there. Sly Spy, that's on Evercade. The Superman arcade machine, I haven't played that in a long time. And that was Reactor. That's a rare one. That is a really rare machine. Mortal Kombat 2, Crazy Climber 2, and I kind of missed what that last one was there. But now we're looking at, I think we're focusing in on the pinball tables now. We're looking at the James Bond 007 table, the most recent one from Stern. This is the Pro model we're looking at. I played the Pro model first, and then I played the Premium model. And to be honest, I think I'd be happy with either one. Yes, the Premium model has more features than the Pro one, but I don't think it's a whole lot. That would majorly change the way the game plays. Yeah, it changes the way the game plays a bit, but not as much as I think the Godzilla one does. But what I really liked about this table is you got the ramps off to the side, and in between the ramps you have the orbits. So it's like a ramp, orbit, and just a whole bunch of shots to make. Even on that upper left flipper there's a ramp shot, there's an orbit shot. Just so much stuff on this table to shoot for. It's fantastic. I really like it. This is the Premium model that we're looking at. You can kind of see that there's an extra trail around the rocket there. That is where it actually locks the balls. You'll also see the jetpack James Bond figure fly around across the screen. We'll see that. There he is. He's got the ball. He flies around. Now, the Pro model doesn't have that, but it does have like a image of James Bond on the jetpack, and but that feature is not in that. But it's cool, but honestly, I don't think I'd miss it. And to tell you the truth, the price difference between the two is like $3,000. The Premium one is like $10,000. And the Pro one is $7,000. I think I would forego the $3,000. To be honest, I think I like the artwork on the Pro one better. I probably missed it, but you got the Aston Martin that's on the side there. Maybe that is coming up. The ball ejects up through the roof of the Aston Martin, and that's actually pretty damn cool. This guy here that was playing before me had multi-ball, so of course got to show that off. Okay, I had to take a quick stop to drink, so I'm still waiting for this footage to go by. There's the James Bond. He's not moving. That's where he usually settles when he's not in use, but it's pretty damn cool that he does fly across the screen. I think this is my wife playing the game now. I think we will see that. Yeah, I think at this angle we got to. Oh yeah, it's funny. The ball just kind of. Yes, it didn't drain. Oh man, that we were on pins and needles there. Oh, you know what? I guess we already passed it. There is a footage of the ball going through the roof. I know I did have that. But I had to play Rush because that is the other Stern machine that came out after the last Pinball Expo, so I hadn't seen this one before. I'm not a huge fan of Rush. I'm not really a whole lot of familiar with their music. I'm not a big fan of the band or anything. I just had to play the table because it was something that was less than a year old. So we played it. It's kind of interesting. There's a time traveling thing going on with the game. I don't know how that relates with the band or anything. I really don't know anything about Rush. I think we were looking at... I think I was playing the Premium version, and while this is going, I will mention that when I jumped on the machine for this, somebody had like popped in 4 players, and then just left the game in the middle. And I was like sitting there plunging the balls, trying to get through players. And the guy from Stern came by and he was like, oh, you know, you could do this. And he held the left flipper button in and held start, and it restarted the whole game and just ended that game, period. I didn't know that was a feature. And he's like, oh yeah, Stern machines in the last couple years have done that. It doesn't go back as far as my Stern Star Trek. I tried it on it, it doesn't work. But apparently that's something you could do on Sterns. And if it's not the left flipper and the start button, then something, he said it's the right flipper and the start button, and other manufacturers have been doing that as well. I'm going to have to remember to do that instead of just plunging balls to get them all gone just to start a new game. But yeah, again, here's Godzilla now. Of course we had to go back and play Godzilla. I think I only played the premium. But yeah, this game, if I could choose any machine right now, if somebody said you could take any machine, pinball machine you want right now, free of charge, I'd be like, I want the Godzilla Premium. That's still the case. That's the one I'd want. That game is so much fun. I got Mecha Godzilla there. Again, if you want to see more of this table, I recommend going back to my Pinball Expo 2021 table when this table was brand new, because I got a ton of footage of this table, this and the Pro version in that video. But again, I had to play it again this year, so of course I had to get more footage of it this year. Really nothing new that I didn't get last year. It's just a fun table. It's incredibly fun. You got the Magna drop there. You got in the Mecha Godzilla isn't even there in the Pro version, which is very disappointing. It's why I want the premium version over the Pro version for that one. Also has the building that collapses. That's not even in the Pro version. We're looking at the Mandalorian. This is the premium version. Last year I played the Pro version and I didn't like it all that much. This version is a lot better, and it's primarily because the Pro version has the plastic trails crossing the playfield, and it kind of distorts your view, but the metal rails work much better. It has that upper playfield there of the Mandalorian's helmet mini playfield. It's kind of weird in a way because it rotates back and forth, and the only way I got the ball up in there was during multi-ball. It's kind of hard to concentrate on doing that during multi-ball. You got Grogu over there, or Baby Yoda as I like to call him. If my wife goes, that's not Baby Yoda. Anyway, you know, there's a little magnet thing there where he kind of, you know, uses the force to hold the ball. Led Zepplin, had to go back and play this one. This is the Pro version. I don't remember if I played the premium or the Pro version before. I actually took a look at the premium version online. I really can't tell the difference between the two. I would have to look at the sheet to see what the actual differences are between the Pro and the premium. This one, it's Led Zeppelin. I'm not a huge, you know, not really familiar with Led Zeppelin. I couldn't tell you one of their songs or anything. But you know, it was free. We jumped on it. It's got the, you know, the angel dude there, and you hit him, he jumps up in the air. It's an interesting table. It's a lot of open area. This is the Beatles table. This is the form of the I think this came out in 2018, and this is a repurposed layout. It was called Sea Witch, except it's been modified. Obviously, the Sea Witch didn't have the spinning record in the middle, but that's the first time I actually got to play that table. It's actually a pretty decent table. Again, I know more of the Beatles songs than any of the other Rush or Led Zeppelin, but again, I'm not a super huge fan of the Beatles, but it was just fun to play that. Deadpool, this has been out for quite a while, but they had it there and I had to play it because I love this table. This table is fantastic. It's got some of the best animations on the videos display that I've out of like a lot of pinball tables, and I think coming up here I kind of focused in on it because you'll see why I did it. But yeah, this table's pretty fun. Again, it's another table I wouldn't mind having, you know. So yeah, we got Deadpool fighting Mystique there, Mystique as Wolverine. So yeah, it's always funny. It's always like this video game, gamified animations, which is fantastic. I really like the way they did that. And I think they lost the ball here or something. So boom, ready. But I kind of had to do a little bit more here because he's playing the pinball machine and these ninjas come out and he start fighting him. But then it's like, oh, here's Wolverine, and he's like eating a turkey or something. Look at that, he's carving the turkey and he's eating it. Man, fantastic. Only in a Deadpool pinball machine. We're jumping over to Jersey Jack now. We're looking at the Toy Story 4 table. This was actually free and we jumped right on it. And so I don't know if I would have waited to play it, but I'm glad I did play it. Because it is a fun table, unlike a lot of Jersey Jack's tables, this is not a wide body, and I actually like the regular form factor. There's not a whole lot of stuff on it like a lot of other Jersey Jack tables, like The Wizard of Oz or The Hobbit, or I'm trying to think. It's a lot like dialed in a way, where it's kind of a little bit subdued, but there is a lot of stuff on it. But the one feature that I really like on this table, and you kind of just saw it there, I think we'll see it again, is there's a ramp that pops up, and you can see where it says jump. Now, I haven't seen Toy Story 4. I was going to, and I just never did. But when you hit that ramp, it kind of circles around. It's just so much fun. It's like, it reminds me of No Good Gophers when you shoot the ball going for a hole-in-one. It's a lot like that, except it's just hitting the ball up the ramp, and then it's like an Evel Knievel jump type of deal. There, you just saw it come up again. So I guess there's this Toy Story character that's like a stunt motorcycle racer, kind of like Evel Knievel, and I guess that has something to do with him. But because of that ramp, I really enjoyed playing this table. Now, I didn't see anybody. I didn't see my wife. My wife is playing this here, and she didn't hit the jump there. It was up. See, every time it comes down there, it's like the ramp comes up and you can jump, but she never hit the jump. And it actually took me quite a while to hit the jump too. It's not actually the easiest thing in the world to hit. Now we're back over to, I think this is American Pinball, and we're playing, yeah, this is Houdini. I got some, I had to put some footage of this in here because I finally got some footage of something that I hadn't gotten a footage of before. And here it goes. The ball goes into that milk crate there, and you just wait for it. Wait for boom, and it fires across the screen into the trunk. When I say screen, it fires across the playfield into the trunk. I've seen it do it before. I just never caught it on film before. You know, film, digital film, you know what I mean. And I'm just glad I got that going. We never actually finished this game because I got the ball stuck. And I was like, oh man, the ball got stuck on where a drop target was supposed to be. And it just was like caught in the crease. And we just called the guy over. We told him the ball was stuck. And he's like, you know what, we don't need to finish the game. I had my fun with the table. My ball also gets stuck on another pinball machine that's going to be coming up sometime soon. But yeah, the Houdini table is a lot of fun. A lot of weird stuff going on there. And we're almost done with Houdini. We're moving on to, the Weird Al table, the P3 multimorphic, adaptation of this machine here. This is themed for the Weird Al's Museum of Natural Hilarity. That's the name of the table, and it's got a lot of Weird Al's music in it. You've got the display, the multimorphic stuff there. The things pop up. Harvey the Wonder Hamster multi-balls there. Harvey is in the table too. I didn't get a good shot of him in action, but he does actually run around the hamster wheel, so that's kind of funny. Yeah, it's funny. This game was fun play. I like Weird Al, but I don't know if somebody told me, if somebody were to give me this machine for free, I'd be like, thanks. But or if I got it like a super cheap discount, I'd get it. But like, this isn't something I would go out of my way to get, just because this whole P3 multimorphic, it feels kind of weird, in a way. And that Weird Al edition is no exception. Ultraman, this is the one where I got the ball stuck in it too. But I was actually thinking, I was like, wait a minute, didn't somebody have an Ultraman table? Wait a minute, Spooky Pinball. Let's go over to Spooky Pinball and see if they have it. Yeah, they had 2 of them here, so I gotta try the Ultraman Pinball. The weird thing about this is that when the ball, a lot of times when you hit a hole or something like that in a pinball machine, the ball ejects out back onto the playfield, and it's very noticeable. In this one, the ball just kind of silently appears out from under the slingshots, and it's just, it throws you off so much at the first, the ball will drain, and you didn't even know it was there. I'm showing Halloween after that. This is also Spooky Pinball because this is exactly the same machine as Ultraman. It's just rethemed for Halloween. I wanted to get some good shots of this, but I really couldn't because it was super crowded around that Halloween machine the whole time. There's only one of them. We're over here at this booth that had different coded machines. Like this is Funhouse, but it's been recoded to be Rudy's Nightmare. We've got a different display on there, different rule set. So Funhouse is one of my wife's favorite machines, so we had to go try this, and it's amazing. Really, this is way better than the original Funhouse. We didn't play it a whole lot. We didn't see a whole lot of this, but what we did see was pretty fantastic. There we go, Duck Hunt. But Rudy's Nightmare, yes, it's fantastic. We're seeing a little bit more of it here, but yeah, we didn't really get multi-ball or anything on this one. There is a little scene that I saw where Rudy's getting chased by hot dogs, kind of Hot Dog's Revenge or something. There is another section where I think he fights a hot dog, like Mortal Kombat. I don't know, it's really weird. Right next to this Funhouse was Swords of Vengeance, and this is kind of a recoded version of Swords of Fury. So it is the Swords of Fury table, but with a totally different rule set and a digital screen there. Kind of like, it almost kind of reminds me of like Lord of the Rings, sort of, in a way, where you're traveling from location to location to do different missions. So, but yeah, it's still the same Swords of Fury layout. You can even see where it says Swords of Fury down there by the left flipper. So, yeah, no changes to the actual playfield, but all the changes... Oh, even the side art. I just noticed that side art on the side there, Swords of Fury. But, yeah, they changed the translate to say Swords of Vengeance. So, again, this whole section here was just... this is... I don't know if it was trying to teach you that, hey, you can recode these tables or whatnot. Actually, that's the last thing. What we're looking at now is what I picked up from the expo. This is the actual expo shirt for this year, so I picked that up. Looked pretty cool. And this is that shirt I picked up from that one booth I kind of pointed out. It was this guy's artwork, and I like this one because it was a lot of different... like pinball machines, mascots put onto one thing. And this is like the one item that I bought that kind of, it's a replacement start button that I got for the Stern Star Trek. I was like, I didn't even think that I would, want to replace the start button. So I was like, hey, you know what, the start button is kind of plain. Let me put in a Star Trek themed one. So I thought that was pretty cool. So we're just kind of going through the motions here. There it is. That's what it looks like now. It's pretty damn easy to swap in and out. Just had to swap out the actual trigger part. I can't remember the actual name of it, but the actual trigger part. So yeah, I also bought these pinballs too. So while I had it open, I cleaned it up, threw in some new pinballs, wiped it down. And man, it plays like it's brand new again, even though the thing's like almost 10 years old at this point. But there you go, that's my new start button, and that's going to wrap it up for this video. So, thanks everyone for watching. I'm going to play some Star Trek, and I'll be at the Pinball Expo next year, more than likely. Thanks for watching. See you next time.